Welcome back to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sapp. Well, Rex Ryan totally embarrassed himself on his take on Shedeur Sanders last week on NFL Countdown. Now, today on NFL Countdown, he was forced to walk back on his statement about Shedeur Sanders, and he makes himself look even more worse than what he did. But we're going to unpack all that next on the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Well, guys, man, I'm here to tell you, man, when are we going to start holding the media, mainstream media, accountable for some of their clown and bad takes that they have on certain people? Well, we all know Rex Ryan, former NFL coach, coached the Jets. And we know Rex Ryan, a defensive guru. His NFL coaching days didn't pan out the way he wanted them to pan out. And now he works for ESPN. And he's doing NFL Countdown with Alex Smith, Randy Moss, and Greeny. And sitting there listening to some of the comments that Rex Ryan has said over the years about certain players, it's very alarming and very eye-raising. But last week on NFL Countdown, Shedeur Sanders is major news in the media every day. Anything Shedeur Sanders does, it gets critiqued, and people are talking about it. And he's not even a backup quarterback. He's a third-string quarterback. And a lot of people will say, like Bruce Arians said, RG3 said, a lot of people said, why are you talking about a third-string quarterback? Why is he getting all the publicity? Because the Cleveland media and their publishing team always want to throw a mic in front of Shedeur's face and ask him certain questions about what's going on in this quarterback room and what does he think. Now, Shedeur Sanders has made some comments that caught headlines by mainstream media, where he made the comment, if you look about the quarterbacks playing around the league, he could get in the game and do better than that. And then, that's just the confidence that comes with Shedeur Sanders. And then, he went silent on him because he got a lot of backlash because of the comments that he said. And one Rex Ryan went on NFL Countdown last week, and he went after Shedeur Sanders and just basically said the kid needs to shut up. It's almost equivalent to saying to basketball players, you just need to shut up and dribble. But he told Shedeur Sanders he just needs to shut up. And he embarrassed himself. And we're going to listen to what Rex Ryan said last week on NFL Countdown. And then he got a lot of backlash for everything that he said about Shedeur Sanders. So then he had to go on NFL Countdown this morning, and he had to recant his statement. He had to apologize because he knew that what he said was out of line. Like, I think Rex Ryan was in his feelings and in his emotions, and he was very animated on what he said about Shedeur Sanders. And he had to walk them comments back. So that's just making him look even more worse than what he started out because of what he said about Shedeur Sanders. But we partnered up with Underdog Fantasy, and this is a word from our sponsor. Underdog Fantasy is the best way to play fantasy sports. Let me tell you about the easiest way to get in on some WNBA and NBA action. Find your player, pick higher or lower, win you some extra cash. Pick between 2 to 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry, get every pick right, and win some serious cash. Use my promo code SBD23 and receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Now that it's football time, follow Simply Ball Dropping as I share my picks. Like I said, pick your player, choose your amount, win money. Make picks, win cash. Thank you, Underdog Fantasy, for the partnership with us, and thank you for using promo code SBD23 on Underdog Fantasy. Now, guys, with that being said, let's take a listen to what Rex Ryan said last week on NFL Countdown. And then we're going to get off into what he said this morning, how he walks his statement back. Let's take a listen to what Rex Ryan had to say.
Shedeur Sanders, we're all waiting to see the Shedeur Sanders be the guy or Gabriel, whatever. Something's missing. Something's missing with this kid. This kid talks. He runs his mouth like I could be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You got the talent to be the quarterback. You should be. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback now.
Now, you're talking about he should be embarrassed. No, you should be embarrassed on your statement that you just said. And then you go on NFL Countdown today, and this is what he had to say today. Take a listen.
Right? Yep. So this is about, let's see what we have. Are one of these guys going to be our quarterback moving forward?
Right.
And to me, look, I was saying something about Shedeur Sanders. Mm-hmm. And to me, I just know this kid has so much ability that I want to see him out there like anybody else. Yeah. And why the hell he's not out there, it
makes no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense to me.
It makes no sense.
No sense.
You hit the nail on the head, Rex. This year, about the rest of this year, should be finding out if either of these kids can be a starting quarterback, right?
These
and the fact that he's not bumped up to backup, something's off. Something's wrong, right? Again, given his ability, his track record, where they're at right now as a team, as a QB room with Joe Flacco, again, I don't understand why this guy's not the backup and ready to roll in case something happens.
And how important is the quarterback room?
Man, listen.
I always looked at the quarterback room as this. It's just like this kumbaya sort of. These guys come out of here and they're arm in arm, holding hands and all this stuff. They sit right next to each other in the front row. They do all these things together. And Cleveland messed this quarterback room up on draft day, in my opinion.
Thank you, Teddy
draft
Bruschi.
a kid high in Dylan Gabriel, then you draft not only a competitor but a pretty good quarterback in terms of Shedeur Sanders. So they're confused and they're competing. So how is it working? And you also have Joe Flacco in there. I don't know how much mentoring Joe Flacco is doing because he knows he's on his last leg. He's on his way out. And these guys are probably as old as some of his kids are. Mm-hmm. So some of this quarterback room is, I don't want to say dysfunctional, but it is not the way the normal quarterback room I'm used to seeing in the National Football League locker room.
Go ahead.
Well, we don't know what this.
Randy's the only one that kept it real.
Because there's a name y'all left out of there, and that's Deshaun Watson. He's still a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. But one thing that I'll say, talking about a young guy like Shedeur Sanders, there's a lot of guys or a lot of fans that he wooed and wowed, through preseason. A lot of people rooting for him, and nobody has seen him play yet. Right now, it is Dylan Gabriel's turn. Has Dylan Gabriel, from what we've seen so far over in London, has he disappointed us?
No.
So far, so good.
So the question I'm saying, I don't care if it's Dylan Gabriel backing up Shedeur, Shedor's backing up Dylan Gabriel. Whenever your opportunity comes, you better be ready, because if there's any type of microscopic lens looking on Cleveland, the quarterback position is the main position.
The one thing I see out of Dylan Gabriel in this game right here, he's protecting the team, which has not happened even with Joe Flacco and all that experience he had. He did not protect the team. His defense is outstanding. This kid seems like he understands it. And I will say one other thing. If you're a quarterback, you lead from the front of the building, not the back of the building. I don't care who you are. And so that to me might be the reason we're seeing this.
Tell him, Coach.
Real quick, there's a
Now, you heard what Rex Ryan had to say, man. And then also you heard what Teddy Bruschi had to say, and Alex Smith, and also Randy Moss. I think Randy Moss, he the one that kept it real. Everybody wants to see these rookies playing, regardless if it's Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur backing him up, or Shedeur playing and Dylan Gabriel backing him up. Joe Flacco should not be the backup quarterback right now. Shedeur Sanders should be the backup quarterback. But that goes to show you that the media, man, they flip-floppers, man. They back and forth, man. 1 week, they with you. Next week, they against you. And Rex Ryan, you embarrassed yourself, and then you had to walk your statement back today on NFL Countdown. Nah, stand 10 toes down and stand by what you believe in, man. You know you're not rooting for Shedeur Sanders, man. Keep it that way. Keep it a buck. Randy Moss kept it a buck. I see everybody down in the comments section, #salute. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. Oh yeah, just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.